Whoa, yeah, baby. I just saw my clotheslines being hit and people run the ropes and everything. I'm going to talk about WrestleMania 30. Oh, the big one. Alright, so yeah, this is going to be just a basic recap because I went to the VGCC show yesterday where they sold a whole bunch of video games and everything. And I was there from like 12 to 5. So my mission was to get out of there early, drive down back to the Barry Innisfil area, and see if I can catch the Cineplex show for 7 o'clock and see WrestleMania. Me and Jay got tickets, so they were expensive, and I had to see this event. It was hyped up pretty well, and in the end, was I happy with it? That's what I'm here to recap about. Okay, so we finally got there. We got there right at 7 o'clock, so we just catch the opening main event where Hulk Hogan introduced everybody to the Super Silverdome, even though it's a Superdome. So out comes Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he catch Hulk Hogan on this little flub there. So that was cool. And then out came The Rock. So we have Hogan, Austin, and The Rock there in the middle of the ring, opening up WrestleMania 30, which was awesome. And The Rock also told, "It's great to be back at the Superdome." Not the Silverdome. So that was cool. But Hulk Hogan did manage to save himself, and yeah, he was a great host throughout the entire event. So it was cool to see all these three retired wrestlers back in action. Even though, yeah, Rock, I don't know if he's officially retired, but I don't think we're going to see him in the match anytime soon. But anyways, we go down to the first match. It's Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. And the winner of this match will go on to the main event in a freeway. Okay. So, yeah, it was cool because Stephanie McMahon, she stole this match because she was there in a cute little outfit, but she still looked very evil and conniving. Like, each time you see Triple H get the upper hand, she was like, just so evil looking. Like, me and Jay were just, howling at how Stephanie was doing her facials, was totally egging on Daniel Bryan. "You're never gonna win. You're a B+ player. You suck." And just cheering on Triple H. "Yeah, you're doing all the right moves. Yeah, that was a great crossbody. That was a great suplex. You're awesome, Triple H." And the match actually went pretty long. It was back and forth. Triple H worked Daniel Bryan's shoulder, and it looked like impossible odds for Daniel Bryan to actually win this. But he got, the quick pin, and yeah, Triple H lost. Yeah, it was a long match too, about 20, 30 plus minutes. And it was cool to see Daniel Bryan actually get that big win. In the end, though, Stephanie McMahon slapped Daniel Bryan like 4 or 5 times, and Daniel Bryan was just eating them up, but he got hit behind by Triple H, and Triple H just left him laying. There's a huge question mark now. Is Daniel Bryan going to be ready for the main event because his shoulder is really hurting? And that's how that ends. Okay, and then we move on to the Shield versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws, or the Old Age Outlaws, whatever. Okay, and this was basically a squash match where, the last match went kind of long. This one went kind of short because the Shield absolutely dominated these 3 older guys, which, you kind of expected. I didn't think me or Jay thought Kane and the New Age Outlaws were going to win, but so, I don't know, since my friend Jason put money on the Shield, a quarter, he won, of course, after the Shield delivered a cool 2-man power bomb to both the New Age Outlaws, and that's how the match ended. Like, you would blink and the match was over. But, the right team won. and it's cool to see the Shield get the rub over the older guys. It's weird to see Kane reduced to this level, but hey, if you're banged up and everything, I guess you gotta put the younger guys over. Okay, and that brings us to a match later on, but hey, we'll get to that. Okay, the next match is actually the 30-man Andre the Giant Memorial Invitational Battle Royal. Okay, so we already got 28 guys in the ring. Great Khali, Santino, Antonio Cesaro. They all didn't get entrance. They're just in the ring. Okay, even though this is a 4-hour event, we got to move this along. We got vignettes to go to, Mountain Dew commercials to do. So put that all in the ring. They don't get entrance. The only two people that got entrance were the Big Show and Sheamus, which were heavy favorites. Now, okay, going in, Jay had Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus as his favorites, and if they win, he gets a quarter. And I picked Alexander Rusev and the Big Show. And ironically enough, Alexander Rusev wasn't even in it. So there goes one of my guys. But Jay said I could have another pick, and I picked, for some reason, Mark Henry. Which, of course, he didn't win. But neither of us won because, yeah, okay. Recap, whole bunch of jobbers go out first, Yoshitatu, for some reason, was in it. He never wins, so of course he's the first eliminated. And you had guys like, I don't know, Free and B get eliminated by Mark Henry. And then Mark Henry gets eliminated by the Big Show. Big Show, looks dominant. Right near to the end, you got guys like Zack Ryder. He was in it, but he quietly got eliminated early on. But it was good to see him at least get it on WrestleMania, since he wasn't on the last one anyways. And it's a shame too, because he's still a fairly popular character, yet WWE doesn't want to push him, even though Raw has like 3 hours every week. Yeah, push your stars, man. Okay. And yeah, we got down to like Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, Big Show, and Antonio Cesaro, which was a surprise entrance in the Rumble to begin with. Oh, I shouldn't say Rumble, I should say Battle Royal, but whatever. It's a Royal Rumble. And yeah, before Kofi Kingston got eliminated, he was actually able to keep himself in the match by having his... When he was thrown over the top rope, he managed to keep his toes on the stairs, which was amazing. Another high spot for him. But did he win? No. Just let him win a Royal Rumble, for Christ's sakes. He's amazing. Give him some kind of push, please. He beat Orton one time and it went nowhere. Give him a world title, whatever. Give him one of those stupid belts, Whether it's a weird WWE one or the huge golden plate, I don't care. Split one of them up. Okay, but yeah, Kofi didn't win. Okay, it came down 4 guys. Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus, they eliminated each other. And then we had Antonio Cesaro and Big Show there as the last 2 survivors. And Big Show is a huge favorite. He's been talking about the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy for like weeks on end and how it'll be a huge honor. But he also goes in as the heel because he's, I don't know, the biggest favorite, and he's been acting all cocky and everything in the entire match. And I could see the audience turn on him. While Antonio Cesaro, he recently turned face in the pre-show match where he actually turned against Seth Coulter and Jack Swagger. And he's no longer a real American, but he's his own character now. He's now back to being Antonio Cesaro. But, the amazing thing is, it looks like Cesaro was about to be eliminated, but he managed to actually pick up the Big Show, much like Hulk Hogan did with Andre the Giant in WrestleMania 3. He carries him to the top rope and tosses him over the top rope and wins the Andre Giant Memorial Invitational Battle Royal. A surprise entrant, but a cool way to build up amazing talent. And it's cool to see Antonio Cesaro win. So me and Jay, none of us win the quarter. So whatever. It was cool to see Antonio Cesaro get it. Yeah, and Santino, he actually eliminated The Miz. He got out this Cobra. And yeah, did this thing. And other cool eliminations was when Sheamus eliminated Fandango. He did like 20 or 30 smacks of his, clubbing thing and just push Fandango over the rope. Well, he was already on the outside anyway, so that was a cool sight to see. Okay, and then we move on to Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. Another cool, built-up, well match. Okay, is this the time where John Cena is finally going to turn heel? Because Bray Wyatt was sore teasing the whole match. Come on, John Cena. Hit me with the chair. I'm giving it to you. Here, hit me, John Cena. I'm defenseless. That sort of thing. And when John Cena was about to do the five knuckle shuffle, or whatever the hell he calls it, you can't see me. Does a back row thing. Bray Wyatt just does his whole spider thing. I don't know if I can do it well as him, but yeah, it was cool. It totally freaked John Cena out, and yeah, you could see the crowd in the back just doing the creepy wave that sometimes, I don't know, gets the audience in a trance. And yeah, it was very back and forth. Some were for John Cena, some were for Bray Wyatt. It was not like it didn't get the crowd super excited or anything. You could see that they're getting a little bit quiet because the whole event was going on. But I thought it was a fairly good match and a good way to get Bray Wyatt over, even though he didn't win the match. Yeah, John Cena won in the end. But I kind of figured that since John Cena was pretty much a main event guy for the last few WrestleManias. Here he is in the mid-card. So he goes over Bray Wyatt, but it was still a good match. Back and forth. You don't know if Bray Wyatt's going to get the rub or not. But it was still a good match for what it was. Basic high spots and everything. And Bray Wyatt is just creepy as ever. And he's definitely got that rocket attached to him. He's going to be a big star in the future. Okay. And that takes us to The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Undertaker loses. Who cares? Next. Okay, the Divas match. Oh, what? The Undertaker lost? Holy shit! Holy... Yeah, if you don't know the big deal about this, you should, because The Undertaker always wins at WrestleMania. And this year, if he would have won, it would have been 22-0, but he lost, so the first time he ever lost at WrestleMania, so it's now 21-1. That big old 1. So, yeah, now a lot of people are pissed off about it, and rightfully so. Like, at that Cineplex, it was pretty much, filled with people, and it just went dead silent. Like, I think I said out loud, really? I like, with all the hype going into it, it looked like Brock Lesnar was going to totally lose this match because he wasn't booked very well, other than the final week of WrestleMania where he got The Undertaker down with a clothesline and that's it. Other than that, Undertaker was just freaking him out with creepy vignettes. He stabbed him with a pen. He pretty much hit his head on top of a coffin. And he just looked as dominant as ever. And you wouldn't think this was the year he was actually going to lose. But, I don't know, if you saw the match and if Undertaker would have won, it probably would have been like Undertaker's worst match because he didn't look into it. It looked like he got hurt midway through. Both guys looked kind of slow. It was very lethargic in a manner of speaking. So maybe it was just Undertaker's time. He called an audible and said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Brock Lesnar, you got it. Pin me. It's time to retire. And that sort of thing. And for WrestleMania 30, and if The Undertaker is getting too old, yeah, it's time. It would be cool to see at WrestleMania 31 him versus Sting or somebody like that. We still don't know if Sting is coming in. Nothing was mentioned on the pay-per-view about that. But I don't know. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen now. On Monday Night Raw, it could be like Undertaker finally saying, that's it. I'm done. I'm retired. Had my last match at WrestleMania 30. And yeah, it sucks. Yeah, how do you feel about Undertaker losing to a guy who's essentially working only part-time in Brock Lesnar? Yeah, I'm curious to hear it, because if he would have lost to like somebody like Triple H or Shawn Michaels or even CM Punk, I think people would have been pretty much happy about that. Although, my friend was saying, Jason, who lost, by the way, he owed me a quarter. Yeah, he was pretty much quick on the pits, and he said, Undertaker. Yeah, very smart of him, so I had to pick Brock Lesnar, and I won. Yay. But anyways, yeah, he was saying, oh no. Yeah, maybe this is it for The Undertaker, and it's over with now. Yeah. I don't know who Sting is going to fight now if he's coming in, but we'll see. Yeah, let me know in the comments, do you think losing to a part-time guy like The Undertaker or Brock Lesnar was the smartest thing to do? Or do you think Brock Lesnar is going to look like a huge box office draw or monster that's actually going to challenge Daniel Bryan now? But more on that later. Okay. Yeah, who's going to be the world champion? I pretty much spoiled it right there. But anyways, let's continue on. We still got 2 more matches. Although it's hard to continue on after witnessing a huge loss like that. And the crowd was just absolutely dead quiet for the next match. And even the main event. But thankfully, it was a Divas match, so nobody gave a shit anyways. Okay, so AJ Lee versus the entire current WWE Divas roster. Okay, so we got Rosa Mendes, Layla, the Bellas, cheerleaders, everybody. Yeah, and they all hit their high spots and everything like that, and there was few sloppy moves and everything, but a few well-timed suplexes and all that. But nobody cared. The girls could have done like massive triple power bombs and everything, and nobody would have cared. Yeah, and yeah, AJ wins at the end. Let's move on. And it appears that maybe Vicky Guerrero's last, I don't know, vent because their contract's up. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, then we move on to the main event. Yeah, Randy Orton, the champion, versus Dave Bautista, who won the Royal Rumble and became the #1 contender, versus Daniel Bryan because he won the match between him and Triple H. So Daniel Bryan's still a little banged up. He has a sling on his shoulder, and yeah, he manages to still keep in the match for a little bit, but yeah, each time he would be thrown out of the ring and everything. We still got Dave Bautista and Randy Orton, and it was kind of boring, as like most people would expect, because there was absolutely no heat on these two. This was originally supposed to be the main event. They didn't expect Dave Bautista to go all cold on them. Like, instead of Dave Bautista, it was Bautista. Everybody was just booing the guy out of the building during the Elimination Chamber and everything else. And he just got all cold, and they decided, okay, we gotta make this a triple threat, or the main event is gonna be totally lost. And nobody cared about Randy Orton either. He was pretty much, I don't know, the well had ran dry on him like months ago. Nobody cared about him as champion. But Daniel Bryan, he's been screwed over so many times. Fake referees, being screwed over by Triple H, and false finishes, stuff like that. Everybody was hoping he would win this main event. Yeah, but it didn't look good midway through because Triple H came down the ring. Scott Armstrong, he became like the substitute referee who screwed Daniel Bryan in the previous event. I think it was like, oh man, what was the event after SummerSlam? Nobody cares, because nobody actually cares about those previous pay-per-views, like ones like Battleground and Vengeance or whatever. WrestleMania, they knew they couldn't screw this one up. They knew they couldn't tease the fans too much, especially since Undertaker just lost his match. They had to go out with a big win, and Daniel Bryan manages to tap out Dave Bautista after a fairly spectacular match, because it was back and forth. It looked like Randy was about to pin Dave. It looked like Dave was about to pin Daniel. It looked like Triple H was going to screw Daniel Bryan again, but then they get taken out. It looks like Daniel Bryan was about to be taken out after he got hit by a big move by Dave and Orton. But nope, he manages to come back. And it looks like Randy Orton actually legitimately hurt himself by impaling his back on one of those table monitors. It looked absolutely nasty. It looked like he got cut open pretty bad. But in the end, it was a great match. I was actually glued to my seat. Jason, he wasn't falling asleep too much. It was 4 hours. He's a big guy. He gets tired easily. But hey, Daniel Bryan won. The crowd leaves happy. There was tons of confetti in the air. And yeah, I don't know if he was in there with his kid and his previous girlfriend. Yeah, actually no Brie Bella in there for some reason. That's kind of confusing because that's his current fiance. And here is this other blonde woman in the ring. Who the hell is she? I don't know. But apparently this was Daniel Bryan's, I don't know, ex or something, and his little kid. Okay. I didn't even know about that. But it was a good way to have the crowd leave happy. They're all chanting, yes, 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 yes. And it was a pretty cool event. Actually, a lot more entertaining than last year's. And even though it was sad to see Undertaker lose, hey, if he can't go anymore, retire, dude. He's like in his 50s now. Yeah. So maybe I'm one of the few people in there. Maybe it wasn't the right opponent he lost to, but hey, if it's his time, it's his time. And if he can't go anymore, that's a perfect way to go out, I guess. Okay. What do you guys think? I liked it. Did you guys hate it? Did you, what was your feelings on Undertaker losing? Do you think that they should have jerked around Bryan a little bit more and screwed him out till like SummerSlam? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it was awesome WrestleMania? Do you like seeing the reunion between Hulk Hogan, Mr. T, Orndorff, and Piper? I don't know. It was just a cool event. Yeah, I definitely give it the thumbs up. But, you know, just let me know what you guys think. Okay, this is Air Zonk World Champ. Over and out.